Hello, welcome back. Number 24 in my Fog of War series. This is just a normal fog one that opens up like the old ones used to. It's just a heap of mixed rules and a bit of a challenge, but not too hard, so I hope you find it a bit of fun. We'll go through the normal rules with you again. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells with a shaded square are even, so these ones here have to be even. Cells adjacent to an X add to 10, so those two and those two have to add up to 10. Black dots separate cells in the ratio 1 to 2, so if there's a black dot on the line here, these two would have to be a 1-2, a 2-4, 3-6 pair, or a 4-8 pair. White dots separate consecutive numbers. If there's a white dot here, the two numbers next to the white dot have to be consecutive, which means they have to be next to each other, so a 2-3 or a 4-5 or a 7-6, something like that. Adjacent cells on green German whisper lines must differ by at least 5. So if we have a green line here, the first one, if it was a 1, the next one would have to be at least a 6, because 1 plus 5 is 6. If it was a 2, the next one would have to be at least a 7. If it was a 9, the next one would have to be at least 5 away from that, which would have to be a 4, but it could be a 3, a 2, or a 1. Next one, cells on blue region sum lines must sum to the same amount in each 3 by 3 region. So if there's a blue line there and there, those three would have to sum to those three. So these are the region lines, the darker lines. If there was one that went down like this, then those two would have to sum to those two, for example. Numbers outside the grid are sandwich sums. So these ones out here, we've done sandwich sums before, and they are the sum of the numbers between the 1 and the 9 in that row. So there's a 5 there. Say, for example, there was a 1 there and a 9 there. That would have to be a 5. If there was a 1 there and a 9 there, the two between them would have to add up to 5. And the same with the columns. If that was a 1 and that was a 9, then those three there would have to add up to 12, for example. There's a 0. There's nothing between them, so that means the 1 and the 9 are next to each other. So that's all the rules for this one. As usual, there's a link in the description below if you'd like to have a go at it yourself. Click on the link and pause the video and come back and have a look at the video if you have any problems. I'll do the solution for you now. So to start with, these ones have to be 2, 4, 6 or 8. 2, 4, 6 or 8. So that leaves 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now we can't have a 5 next to an X, so that one has to be the 5. So these ones have to be either a 1, 9 or a 3, 7 pair. Now, before I put them in, if we look at this 8 here, that means the 1 and the 9 have to be like a 1 and a 9 with 8 in between. Either that or like that with an 8 in between. So we can't have a 1, 9 pair there, or that would be a 0. So that one has to be the 3, 7 pair. And that one has to be the 1, 9 pair. And now looking at these sandwich sums, the easiest one to do is this 3. If there's a 1, 9 there, you can't have a 1, 9 there because you can't have a 2 and a 1 now because the 1's included in the 1, 9. So that means the 1, 9 has to go there and the 3 has to go in between them. So that's a 7 and that's a 3. And that's given us some other clues. So these, to have 3 things there, you have to have 1, 2, 4 or 8 because 3, 6 doesn't go with another. You can't have 3, 6, 3. So they have to be 1, 2, 4 or 8 along there. Now an 8 can't go with 2 things, so it can't go in the middle. A 1 can only go with a 2, so it can't go in the middle. You can have 2, 4 or 2, 1 or 4, 8 or 4, 2. Now because this has a crop key dot there, that has to be consecutive. So if that was a 2, that would have to be a 1 or a 3. It can't be a 3, it would have to be a 1, and then we wouldn't be able to have a 1 there or there. So that means that can't be a 2 either. That's got to be a 4. So that has to be either a 2 or an 8, either side of the 4. Now that's a 4, it has to be a 5 or a 3. It can't be a 3, so it has to be a 5. And get rid of the 4 up there. I wonder if we can do this whole column yet. Now that has to be, we can put what's left in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 has to go there. So there's a 1, 9 pair somewhere here. it could go there with the 8 in the middle, or it could go there and there with a 6, 2 in the middle. Either way, it's not a 9. That one's not a 1 or a 9, is it? It can't be there. It's either got to go there, there, or there, there. So no, can't tell which one it goes in just yet. Okay, so we'll go up here and see what else we can do. That one, 27. Now, with a 1, 9 pair along here, that means you've got 10 taken out of the 35, out of the 45 already. So that means there's only 35 left. So 35 take away 27 leaves 8. So there's the 8 there already. That means the 1, 9 has to go there. And the rest of the numbers have to be in between to add up to 27. Now that one there has to be a 2 or a 4 next to the 3. What else can we get? There's a 1, 9. We've got the 1, 9 there and the 1, 9 there. So that means there's got to be a 1, 9 in that box and a 1, 9 in that box. Now in this box, you can't have a 1, 9 there, or you'd have to have another one there to go with that 0. So it must be further down here somewhere. You can't have a 1, 9 there because you can't have 11 between those two. So that means the 1, 9 has to go there. So now we might be able to get this one. So that to be 12, these ones either have to be 3 or 4. I don't think you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that add up to 12, can you? The first 5 numbers add up to 15, so no, you can't. So, but you can get them adding up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it could go there or there. Now I'll just check out if it goes here, which is the less likely one. We'd have to have 2 and 3 is 5, and then those two would have to add up to 7. Now the only way to get 7 is 6, 1 we can't have because we've got the 1, 9. 5, 2 we couldn't have because we'd have 2, 3. And 4, 3 we couldn't have because we'd have 2, 3. So that couldn't be a 2, 3. If it was a 4, 3, that's 7. These would have to add up to 5. And to get 5, you'd have to have 4, 1, which you couldn't have, or 2, 3, which you couldn't have because you've already got a 3 there. So that means the 1, 9 can't go there. Yep. That one can't go there. It has to go here. And that means this in here has to be 5 plus 7 or 7 plus 5 to make 12 between those two. Okay, now, where to now? If we've got a 1, 9, look at where this 0, 1 might go. If we've got a 1, 9 there already, we can't put 2 1, 9s there together in that region there, can we? We could put 1 there and there. Actually, look at this 11 one first. The 11 has to be either 2 spots or 3 spots. Don't think you can have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 adds up to 10, but you can't have the 1s. And 2, 3, 4, 5 is 9, 10, 11 is 14. So no, you can only have the 1, 9 in this column can only go there or there. Now, if it goes there, you couldn't put the pair there or there or there. You can only put it there, and you can't have a pair there because that has to have a 6 between it. So it can't go, that means it can't go in that one because that would have 1 in each, and then you'd have to have 1 in each. So it has to go in that one. I hope that made sense. And now that means the pair together has to either go there or there. So that's definitely a 1, 9. And there's 1 there or there, but not sure which at this stage. Now if that's a 1, 9, what can we have between those two? For 11 we can have, can't have 9, 2, we can have 3, 8, 7, 4, or 6, 5. Can't have 4, 7, and we can't have 5, 6. So we can have any of those in there at this stage. Oh, I can't have the 2, 8, so it can't be an 8, 3 either. So what does that tell us? That now looking at all these columns, we've used the 1, 9 up there, we've used the 1, 9 up in that one, we've used the 1, 9 up in that one, so there can't be a 1, 9 in any of these squares. So to have a 6 or a 5, they can't go here, can they? The 1, 9s can't go here, so the 1, 9s have to go over here. So that means there's definitely a 1, 9 there or there to go with that 5, and there's either a 5 in between those two or a 2, 3 between those two. And the 6, they can't go there or there. I think that means there's got to be one there, because we can't have one there, there. Could be there and there, but you couldn't have one there and there because there's definitely one there. So we can only have one other one in here, which means the other one has to go there. So, and the same thing here, it could go there or there with a 6 in between or a 4, 2. So how do we tell that one? If we look at this, where's one up here? This is another one, 6 up here. The 6 has to go somewhere in here. There's no 1, 9s there, and we can't have a 1, 9 there. So that means the only possible spot for that one is here and here with a 6 in between. And then that 1, 9 tells us it's not that one. So it has to be this one, and that has to have a 5 in between it. Get rid of that. Oh, so I clicked on the wrong thing then. Get rid of that. And that means that one's got to be a 1, 9. And also we still can't have one here, so that one has to be a 1, 9 to go with that 6 as well. And then that has to be a 6 in between. Now what else can we do? Now we've got these two 1, 9s, we've got a 1, 9 there. We've got to have another 1, 9 in this box somewhere. Can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, it's got to go there. So that one has to be a 1 or a 9. Doesn't particularly help because there's no other ones there to go with it at this stage, but it might help. What else can we do now? Now over here, maybe we can get this now. Yes, we know the 1, 9 can't go there now, so it has to go, that has to be a 1, 9, so it's not a 2, 6, 8, 2, 6, 8. So between those two they have to add up to 8, so the only thing that can be is a 2 and a 6. And now that's an 8, and that's now a 2, and that's an 8. Gets rid of a couple up here, 8, and gets rid of the 2, 6, so that one's an 8, and that's not a 2 or an 8. Might be some other things in here that I can do, is there? Not at this stage, I don't think. 2, 4, 8, no. That one has to be either a 1, 2 or a 9, 8. And a German whisper line, I don't think we can tell much if there's not many other things to tell what can go on that at this stage. So we might try this one here. So those two have to add up to those ones. So that one can't be a 1 or a 2 or a 3 because it's got to be at least 5. It's got to be at least 6. It's got to be at least 8 actually. So that has to be at least a 6. So that can only be a 7 or a 9. Because the minimum you can put in there is, no, actually it has to be 1, 3 is the minimum. You can't even put a 2 in there. So that has to be 9 at least, which is 2, 7. Now, can we have 2, 9? I'll just see what can go in here. I'll just put them all in and get rid of what doesn't work. The easiest way, 4, 5, 8, 2, 4, 5, 8. Okay, so if that was 2, 9, that would be 11. That would have to be 5 and 6. And there is nothing there that adds up to 6. If that was 2, 7, it would be 9. And the 5 would have to go with 1, 3. So that's what it's got to be. So that's not 6, 7, 9, and that's got to be the 7. Okay, so that's a 1, 3 pair. We get the 9 now. It's a 1, a 1, a 9, a 1, a 1, a 9, a 9. And that's opened up another thing up here. And a 1. and a 1 and a 9. And didn't resolve these ones, but that's pretty good. So 9 there, that has to be either a 2 or a 4. Can't be a 3 and or a 1. That's a 2 or a 4. Now the cage up the top, that can either be, what can we got? We've got out to 9. It can't be 8 1. Could be 7 2 or 6 3 or 5 4. Okay, looking at the normal Sudoku though, there's a 3 there and a 3 there. Whoops, isn't there? So we can't have a 3 there, we can't have a 3 there, we've got to have a 3 up the top there. So that's got to be a 6 3 cage then. Therefore that has to be the 3 and that has to be the 6 because of that 6 there. So that gives us a 4, a 2 and a 6 over here. And gets a 3 and a 1 there. And then in here, this left with a 6 and a 7. And put a few more things in. That's got to be a 3, 5 or 7. This one has to be a 3 or a 5. There's a 5 there, so that's got to be a 3. That's got to be a 5. And that's got to be a 4, 9. We can't have a 9 there. So that's a 4. That's a 9. Up here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. In here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's got to be a 6, 7, 8. One's not a 6. What else can we do up there? Anything? 5, 7 pair. So that's not a 7. That's got to be an 8 then. Sorry, it's got to be the 7. There's 6, 8 pair there. That's got to be the 7. So that one is either a 2 or a 4. What can we do now? Put these ones in, I guess, in this column perhaps. Could put those ones in. I'll see if I can get this dot at all. Can I get that there now? No, not yet. No, that still could be a 5 or a 7, and that hasn't helped that one. Actually, maybe I can get this one. I can't have a 1. Can't have a. It could be 2, 3, or 4, or 8 there, couldn't it? I'll put them in 2, 3, 4, or 8. So if it was an, it can't be a 1. It could be 2 or a 4 there. And that could be 2, 4, and that could be 8. Or it could be, what other big number can I have? It could be 7 or 8, couldn't it there? It can't be a 9 actually, so that can't be a 4. So that could be a 7, 2, yeah, it could be an 8, 3. Or it could be an 8 with a, so kind of a 1, kind of a 3. So an 8 with a 2. I think they're the only things I can have there at this stage. So if that was an 8, I can't have an 8 there. If that was an 8, that would have to be a 7 or a 9 because it's a consecutive number. So that can't be an 8, can't be a 2. So that means that has to be a 1. It could be a 1, a 3, or a 4, couldn't it? It can't be a 1 or a 3, it's got to be a 4. It's going to be a 2. Just a minute, it could be 3, 2. So it's a 2 or a 4, isn't it? So it could be 3, 2, or it could be 3, 4. Can't be a 2 though, because 2 has to go with a 1 or a 3. So that means that one is a 3, and that means that one has to be an 8. That one's not an 8, so then this one has to be a 2 or a 4. I don't think I can tell which at this stage, but that gives us a 2, 4 pair. That 8 gave us a 2 there, which gives us a 1, 9, 1, 9 there. Resolve those ones. Oops, just the 1, 9. Oh my goodness, go back 1, 9. What have we got here? 3, 5, 7. That can't be a 2 now. That's got to be a 2. That's a 4, and that gives us this one's a 2. What now? That one can still be any of them. So we've got 2, 4. It's missing in this column. 1, 2, 3, a 2, 4, and an 8. I think it looks like is missing there. So that can be. It can't be a 2. That one's got to be a 4 or an 8. That one's going to be a 2 or an 8. Well, that didn't help, did it? That's a shame. Put these 2 in, I guess. What else is missing here? 1, 2. That could be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or an 8. Ah, that has to be a 5. Where's the 2? There's, because there's a 2 and an 8 there already. Ah, just click on one box. That's a 5. Not a 5. Now I was going to put these in ages ago and I didn't. Maybe I should do that. Now I've got 3, 5, 7 there. Actually, I might go and put what's left in these boxes here. I've got 1, 2, 3. It's got to be a 4, 6, and an 8, doesn't it? 4, 6, 8. 4, 6, 8. One's not a 4. So that means this can only be, it can't be an 8 because you can't have a 7 or a 9. 4 has to be a 3 or a 5. It can't be a 3, it would have to be a 5. 6 has to be 5 or 7, so that one can only be a 5. Gives us a 7 there, not a 7 there. 3, 5, it doesn't resolve those, does it? Okay, but this one here has to be 4, 6 or 7. Can't be 6. So that's got to be 4 or 7. I got to resolve that number there between the 1 and the 9 without even using that, but we did need it earlier on to get where the 9 went. This one here, I'm adding to 11 now. The 4 and the 7 and the 3 and the 8 are gone, so that's got to be a 5 and a 6. That gives us a heap of things. 7, 6, 2 there, 4 there, 8, 2, and an 8, and a 7, and a 5. Should be just a matter of doing normal Sudoku from here on in to get the rest of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got to have a 5 there, a 7 there. This row here, 1, 2, 3, can't see where the 3 goes, and a 4, so the 4 has to go there, so the 3 goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this has to be a 7, 8 pair, can't tell where they go yet. This one has to be a 7, so that has to be the 8 and that has to be the 7. And we need 2 in here, which has to go there. 1, 2, 3 has to go there. Oops, there. 4, 5, we need a 6 and an 8, so the 6 has to go there, and the 8 has to go there. And there we go, done. It wasn't too hard. The hard bit was getting the 1s and 9s organised at the start, but after that it was pretty much easy sailing. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you on the next one.